Alright, cool. So, guys, relationships, man. I'm coming from, the single land, the single nation.
How long have you been single for?
I've been single for 10 years, man.
Woo!
Yeah,
That's
I've been
important.
single for 10 years. At first, it was kind of tricky for me because I didn't, value myself as I value myself today.
Mm-hmm. Now that you look back on it, what do you think was the reason why?
My communication. Yeah, that was a problem because
Too forward, not enough info, what was it?
because even on Twitter, I tweeted, I don't think it's that deep to be talking to a potential every single day.
What? So you think if you were dating a girl that you liked, you think it's weird? You think it's normal if you don't speak to her daily?
I mean, it's not. I don't think this should be an everyday thing.
You don't think so?
I don't see the need. Like, if I know you're good,
If that's meant to be your best friend, like that's do you know what I
over
mean?
time,
Over time, yeah, of
over
course.
time.
I don't know if you know about like love languages, but different people have different love languages. Like there's acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, like sentimental gifts, and quality time. So if your main love language is quality time, that might be harder for someone whose main language is words of affirmation. Digital communication can't be exchanged for like one face-to-face traditional communication. Because there's communication is more than just words. It's body language.
Yeah,
it's everything
it
else.
is.
So it can work, but I think it'll be difficult, especially in this day and age when I think we're hypersensitive. Like when we want to be.
If you don't hear from the person you're speaking to for a day, you're thinking something's wrong. Like, what have I done? Have I upset them? Are they speaking to someone else now? Those sort of things probably run through someone's mind. I'm currently single and absolutely loving it. Don't really have intentions of getting into a relationship anytime soon, to be honest.
Why not?
I'd rather just put all my time, money, and energy into myself and work on becoming who I want to become, rather than slowing myself down with another person. I know some people might argue and say, "Oh, if you find the right one, you can get together faster."
And I'm that person.
And I agree. I completely agree with that. But 98% of the people that you do meet aren't going to be that person. It's a very rare breed of woman who can sort of go on that journey with you. And I wouldn't want to even waste the time to start testing out the waters. By the time you know you've done certain things, you've gone another road. I'm not that guy.
It's weird, okay? I'm not saying that this is the solution, but one thing I've helped is actually being friends with the person, knowing how they are and who they are without the front of, I'm trying to be with you. That's why I think it's so important to date somebody that you see not as a friend, but you know that you have a friendship with before.
Friendship has to be there. If there's no friendship, then it cannot work. It actually can't work, because I think a lot of people nowadays, they just go straight into relationship and then you break up 3 months later. It's always the 3 months. It never lasts longer than that. If it lasts longer than that, then boy, I don't know how you...
Do you think that if you're friends before you get to that talking stage, if it doesn't work out, you could go back to being friends?
You always have. I think you always have the respect for that person, regardless, because you were. And I think, especially with men are more familiar on how to be a friend than a boyfriend. So if they know how to treat a friend well, they're more likely to be able to treat a girlfriend well. So if you respect a friend, you treat them somewhat well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and I think if it does go pear-shaped, you might not speak, but you still have love and respect for them. And I think...
Because you were friends at one point.
Exactly. But I also feel like when you make that transition from friendship to relationship, it's a sacrifice. Not a sacrifice, it's a chance, it's a risk. It's a big risk because that friendship could be finished. And for you to take that risk, that means you know that it could work.
Yeah, it could work.
So what about yourself, Golda? What's your sort of love life? How's it looking?
Yeah, it's good. That is good. I can't
That's
complain.
very vague. So you're with someone, you're seeing someone.
Yeah, I'm seeing someone. I'm with someone.
Nice.
And again, like, he's my best friend. like my best friend.
Okay.
And we started off just as friends. I've known him since I was 15.
No way. Did you know that it could ever get to this?
Or you saw the spark? from the
Yeah, like I
beginning?
always, like, I think he was an amazing friend. And because of that, I knew that like one day we could get together, but if not, that would be my friend.
So at the beginning, do you think it was a matter of one person friend zoning the other, or was it just not the right time?
Yeah, I don't think it's the right time. And I think, again, I'm one of those people who was the opposite. Like, I never really wanted to be in a relationship. Like, I wasn't looking for it. I think sometimes when you look for something and you're like, not desperate, but you have like a sense of urgency or desperation, you kind of draw it away. But if you're like, I want to enjoy life as myself, enrich myself, like you have to, your cup has to be full in order to pour to someone else. And it has to overflow.
We were actually having a conversation before you arrived that I believe nowadays, young men especially put too much time into pursuing women instead of
100%.
focusing on themselves and their own growth.
100%, I agree. I think a lot of people spend too much time pursuing, but one thing I just realized, we need to be whole within ourselves in order to give that to someone else. So the more that we work on somebody, on ourselves, we can be the better version of ourselves for even our mum, our parents, our family. It's not just for a relationship, not everything's relationships. And I think one of the most important relationships we neglect are friendships and like sisters and brothers. Those are relationships too.
Yeah.
It's not everyday romantic relationship.
I wouldn't say that, dating life is easy, but it's kind of hard. It's actually kind of hard.
What do you mean
especially-
by dating life?
Basically, if you just see a girl on the road, obviously you take a number, you do the basics, blah, 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 blah.
I don't believe in that, you know. I never think it can ever work.
Is it?
I'm moving to someone on the road, no. I
Serious?
feel like, it's proved me wrong, but I don't think it can ever work.
Why?
I feel like there needs to be a point of mutual interest and comfortability.
Yeah.
But if not, it's difficult. Like, honestly, I just feel like it never really works. When have you ever heard that work? If you go to a house party and meet somebody, you meet someone mutually, there's a mutual, like, you have a commonality. But I think right now, it's a bit difficult. I don't know. To me, I don't take people seriously when they move to me
On roads.
on road.
No, I get it, because it could be anyone.
It
It was
could be-
just you that walked past at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand. But what did you actually mean by like the dating scene?
Like the dating scene, even right nowadays, to even like go on, like I don't know. I think it's because obviously you see on like social media. Let me just like say social media would just say, don't date a guy. Obviously, you know,
Men are
that-
trash.
Yeah,
I haven't
men are
heard
trash
that one
and
now
all
that Valentine's is coming up though.
Huh?
I haven't heard men are trash in a while.
Because they got someone,
That's
or
the
they
thing,
went
yeah.
back to their ex.
It's
I'm dead.
no. But
It's always like that.
do you know, I think no, but Twitter mainly, like all social media is an echo chamber. We were in. It's only a small sample, especially if you're on Black Twitter. We're
Yeah.
only seeing such a small sample of Twitter.
Small for real.
Wasn't it Black Twitter that thought that Labour was gonna win?
Yeah. I
Do you
was
know what I
just
mean?
saying
It's
that as
such
well,
a small echo chamber, and
Yeah.
it makes it look like the majority when they're actually the minority. So we can't base our lives and every day on the minority. So, for example, these people who are saying men are trash, that's the tiniest people who are saying that. But men aren't trash. Well, you know, if you go to
Could be
the...
said on both genders.
100%.
Pardon?
Yeah, true.
Could be said on both genders.
Yeah, people are
In the
trash.
modern world, yeah, I guess so.
People are trash, but again, it's perspective how we choose to see it. Because there are good people in the world, but if we focus on the bad people, of course we're only going to see like, have you ever seen a car? And like, I really want it, but all of a sudden you see that car everywhere, or you see something everywhere because we're looking for it.
But the main question was, do you think hypersensitivity is a thing? Do you think
100%.
that just made up?
100%.
A lot of people
100%.
You don't think it's a thing?
100%. And
Why not?
I think it actually comes back to what you just said about this small sort of ecosystem we have on social media. Now, somebody could be offended by what they see on Love Island and take it into discussion with their partner. They might say, oh, what's this boy's name? Callum was right for doing this because he found love, or Callum was wrong for doing this because he had this back at home. And then that could turn into something so big when really it's just a reality TV show.
Yeah.
You still got work at 9 a.m. the next morning. You still got those direct debits coming out at the end of the month. Why do you care what Callum on Love Island, who you're never ever gonna meet, has done?
It's weird because I see both points because, for example, like with the Callum, or I don't know what's happened exactly, but they're people, and people are sometimes triggered by what we see in ourselves in something else. So they probably feel like, oh my God, she's being mistreated, and they feel it's personal.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's weird. I think we do live in an age of hypersensitivity, but people are not being hypersensitive. But because everything's quite hypersensitive, it makes the stuff that aren't trivial seem trivial.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what do you take seriously if everything's
yeah.
But most stuff.
But think about the fact that over 50 years ago, people could be drafted into a war without choice. And now we can't even have likes on Instagram because people feel insecure.
Can I interject?
Do you get that?
Please.
I personally feel like now and then people are more open with their feelings. That's why it's coming across like that. If everyone decided to keep their feelings as a closed book, then the conversation would be different. Like, for example, you just used Callum. A lot of females saw a reflection of themselves, how they've been treated like that.
Yeah.
Shauna.
Shauna, yeah.
They've got the platform now to be open about it.
Swear down,
Listen,
man.
so with not to be rude, but with girls, when they're in a precise moment of a guy, they don't really see what is going on until they come out of that situation. Whereas with that girl, she may not have seen the situation that went on with her previously with our guy. Whereas now she's seen that playbook. Tell us a playbook of my life.
Yeah.
That's the moment I went through.
Yeah.
So you get what I mean? So that's what I said. To me, I just see it as we are becoming to the point in life where we're more open with our feelings, and we're no longer scared to express that hurt. That's what it is. To me personally.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with that. And if social media wasn't around there where people even had that platform to publicly say, I've just been through this, I can relate to this person's situation. So you definitely got a point there.
And it's crazy because social media was made originally to be an escape to express.
Yeah.
And be someone you're not as well, because you
That
can
came
literally
afterwards.
give.
That came afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely came afterwards, because even trying to talk to a girl online is just straight DM, but then now you're giving this persona that you're someone else, but then now you meet them face to face, timid.
Well, what if that's a part of who they actually are, but they can't express it?
I mean,
Like in
just
person.
go outside.
On that note of DMs, Golda, you said that you wouldn't take a guy seriously who approached you on the street.
Yeah.
Would you take a guy seriously who DM'd you? Or is there...
Totally depends as well, because again, it's a weird. I think because of social media, we're more connected than we were X amount of years ago. So, for example, a guy could DM me, or someone could DM me that we still have mutuals, or because of his profile, I can see that we have common interests, I've got common likes, or because pictures are images that we read and we get a message from it. So if I see a picture, I'm like, oh, he's well dressed, that says a lot about him. Or I like people who are well dressed. Like, you can read a lot from one image, but on Instagram they can have X, Y, Z. You can find out what area they're from. You can see their mutuals. So you feel more familiar.
Okay,
The familiarity
There's more of a story
helps.
behind that person.
You feel a bit more comfortable. Yeah, it's not really. I've never really thought of it, but I think I would take somebody, not take them seriously, but
That's insane when you think
like a
about
friendship.
it. Yeah. So we're in a place now where you almost know more about a person through the internet than you do by seeing them face to face.
Can I interject?
Crazy.
You said that you prefer a guy to DM you than to stop in the street.
no, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Someone's putting words into my mouth.
It could come across like that.
No,
That you would prefer.
I wouldn't.
She's just saying she'd know more about
that
that
person. If you had to
person.
pick between the two, what would you pick?
It's like circumstance on the it's weird.
I think it's more of a compliment if it is in person though.
Yeah, it depends
Person's
where.
fake.
Pardon?
I say If I was a female, I'd prefer it to be a person because that's fake. That's one of a billion.
100%. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think it's not like I prefer one or other. I think if I'm just walking on the street, but if I'm at a festival and someone speaks to me, or if I'm in a place, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of the guys I know don't talk to women in the street that they randomly haven't met.
I would. That's
You
nothing.
would?
That's nothing.
I don't know. I think a lot of the. I don't think.
It's a
kinda
tricky one.
yeah.
She has to really
I
catch
don't think. I feel like most guys
you
don't.
Can't, you can't just talk to any and
That's-
any. You can't just
Me?
do that.
I've got that fresh trip.
I'm dead.
I've got that
Please,
fresh
man.
trip.
Yeah.
See women, a lot of women in this country as well. Why don't you not have the confidence in order to talk to a guy, like to approach a guy?
No, they do,
Oh.
bro. They definitely do.
Oh, he's talking about experience.
Maybe.
Intoxicated or not intoxicated?
Not toxicated, from my experience.
Yeah,
From
see-
my
When
experience.
was the last time I had a
Drip, drip.
Oh, to be honest, maybe 2-3 months ago. So it's not. It
Play
doesn't
out the
have
story.
to.
Play it how.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't really do that. I can't really do that. I can't
Why
really
do
do
you still
that.
talk to her? Is she still
Yeah, I still talk to the person, but not like that because I've explained this is what I'm doing. So I'm at an event. She speaks to me, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe she just wants to get a
See,
drink
an
or
event.
something like that.
She's at an event.
Yeah. So it's not
neutrality,
like she's pulled up on me
It's
randomly.
good that she's approached you. I respect her. For
Yeah,
that, no?
yeah, but I didn't think of it in that way because it's not every day a girl will come up to you and speak like that. So we're speaking, just having a normal conversation about what's going on the day. She takes my Instagram, I take hers. Later that night or the next morning, I think it was, she DMs me like, "Yo, do you want to grab lunch?" Yeah. She offered to take me to Nando's. I was like, oh wow. But
Cheeky Nando's.
I'm still thinking, okay, cool, it's not like that. Then we meet up, she explains she's single. She approached me because she thought I was fairly attractive.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. And then, yeah, here we are today. Obviously, I told her I'm not trying to date right now. But I definitely do appreciate it. We're actually good friends, actually, you know, so it's like what you said about being friends. Like,
That's off to a good start.
it's
Yeah, it's
really
good.
good. So you never know where it
You
could
never
turn
know, 100%.
in a while.
But why didn't you want to take her serious?
No, it's not the time for me. Plus,
It's priority.
I wasn't even that attracted to her either,
That's
if
true.
I'm honest.
Yeah.
So if you were attracted to her, you would have taken her serious.
She'd have more chance, I'd say that. I can't say it would be a game changer, but she'd have more chance of us taking it to that level.
Okay. If she was your 10, your ideal 10,
Yeah, she's mine. I'm securing the bag.
you would have taken her serious.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Does that make me shallow? If it
No.
does,
No.
I'm sorry.
No, I think being attracted, I think growing to be attracted to someone isn't the right way. It's not the right thing to do.
you
I
should
think it's
instantly have that click with them, I guess.
Yeah, or somewhat be attracted to them.
No, absolutely. If I'm not attracted to you, we can't go anywhere really.
So it can't grow at all. Like you can't even.
You think it
build
can
that-
grow?
You think it can
No,
grow?
I understand,
Yeah.
but
No. I think if you're not
It's- yeah, if
physically
you're not,
attracted to them,
yeah.
there's no.
I think
It's a
it's
myth.
the point.
That's my bro now.
I think it's a form of settling.
for
It's a
real.
form of settling.
Yeah.
It's a form of settling.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think?
This has happened to me. I felt like a prick. This one guy, I thought, yeah, whatever. And then a year later, I don't know what light bulb came to my head. She came in my head. She became the second nicest girl in my uni. Don't know why.
What?
Did she glow up
Did she
physically
glow
like
up?
when
Yeah.
it changes?
No, same person. Same person, nothing to it. But in my head, she became the second.
Did you get to know her
Maybe
personally?
you're
I've
having a
always-
drought.
You know when you just get to know, you've always got to know it. Like, so imagine I got to know her around 2013.
yeah.
Yeah, 2015 is when she became that, like, boom, but nothing changed. Her appearance didn't change, nothing changed. But she just became, to be in my head in 2015.
But
I
right
mean-
now, is she still like? Do she?
I still think she's nice, like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She even say it can't grow. I think it actually can.
It can grow, but there needs to be an initial.
Yeah, no,
like,
yeah.
I think there's a difference
Something-
between.
No, but initial attraction in my head is, yo.
No, to me it's not that. I think it's 0 to 100. That's I think
No,
you can't go 0 to
mine was
100.
never there. It's like, I'm not interested. That's how it was.
But the difference between interest and okay, this person's not hideous to me.
No.
There's a big difference.
No, as in like, when I say, oh, I'm not interested. Like,
Idiots.
that means you can, I'm one of those people, you can stick it on me and it will never happen. I'll laugh at you.
That's a massive change
I have to be
then.
willing to be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go there. So if she wants to put it on me then, I'm like, no, fuck off. Like, even the way I am now, she couldn't put it on me anyway. But cool, but that intro thought of like, fuck it, I'm down. Yeah? That could run in 2015. But in 2012, you couldn't run. And the crazy thing, my weight never changed, nothing changed. Just a light over my head switched on a random.
But I believe like for every action there must be like
It just
there must have been something that allowed you to change. Do you know what I mean? It just the wind
Switch.
something just does not fall from the tree. Something has like a knock on effect.
So does it still fall on the man to treat the girl on Valentine's Day, or is it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Even if they
Both.
say no. Even if they say no,
It's both.
the answer is really yes.
Both.
Why?
I don't know if I'm a traditional guy, to be honest, you know. I believe the man should
I
pay.
get it,
You don't live in today's society.
but why?
We have to move with the
Why?
times.
So what if she says, "Oh, Kelvin, let's go out on Valentine's Day"?
If she says let's go out, that definitely does put the ball in her court.
But you're a traditional man, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, but as the man, it's still kind of on you. Like, it's one of those unspoken laws, basically, that the man should pay.
Sure.
We can argue against it and say the woman should do this, we should do halves, but that responsibility is always there. That's why when you do say, okay, both of us should pay or she should pay, you're always arguing the case because you're going against tradition. That's why I say I'm a bit traditional. I just think, you know, if we're going out, let me just pay
Tradition opens
so that we can
doors
avoid that awkwardness,
that.
you know?
Can I really interrupt?
Yeah,
You
go
say
for it.
tradition, but that tradition was based on the fact that women weren't allowed to work.
Why do you know?
That's
do
still
you know
tra-
it's
it's still
crazy as
tradition.
well. I think especially like most of you guys here have automatically put Valentine's Day paying, but there's other stuff that can be done. People have
thought
different
general.
love language. No, I think in general. What do you mean in general?
He's a traditional man.
Yeah.
But
he always
traditional
wants to pay.
can mean
And
Other
he
things.
said that he would never let the woman pay. That's
No,
what
I'm not saying I will never let the woman
he said.
pay.
Even when she offers, I'm a
Even-
traditional man, so you're going to go.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
pocket.
Like even
that's
if
why you
I,
don't date Ghanaian men. You know, look at you.
First and
Yeah.
That's why you
foremost,
don't date Ghanaian men.
first and foremost, yeah, I'm Nigerian. Second of all, yeah, the statement's a bit harsh. Thirdly, when I die and I die, don't worry about that. So don't assume that. So, like I said, someone said earlier that we should go with the times. Yeah? And this current times is 50-50.
why is it 50-50 now? I think a lot of men at the present day still feel the responsibility to pay for the woman, even though they can work. You just want to do it because
That's the pressure of society.
we have that. So, but I get, you know what it is? I completely get your idea as well, but it's confusing because that means women want equality, but they don't really want equality.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they want equality, but they want
equality
equality
in
where it
certain
benefits them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
They don't
then
really
again-
want equality.
What is not the same cannot be equal.
Wait, say
I
that
think
again?
What
Wait,
is
what
not
is
the
not-
same can't be equal.
Okay,
Men
cool.
and women, that we are equal. We are
Yeah,
equal,
yeah,
but we
yeah, that's a good way
can't
to put
be
it.
the same.
We're not equal though.
In what? Okay, what does equality look like? You know, there's difference between equity and equality. Do you know what I mean? Equality is me giving. If I'm 5'2", you're 6'2", me and you are both getting a booster seat. But you don't need that. I might need this booster seat. That's what equality is when you give two people the same thing.
Yeah.
But equity is like saying,
I think they should both get the booster seats.
You think they should
personally,
both get the
100%,
booster
100%.
seat?
You can't say, "Oh, I want to be equal in this section, and this section,
Well-
and then you guys can take the short end of the stick in this section, this section,
But
this section."
Equality in what? Because I think it's
Everything.
equality in efforts. You know, as
Everything.
in, for example, I think there needs to be reciprocity, 50-50, but not necessarily like 50-50 in the same thing. For example, if you did the cooking, if I did the cooking, you wash the plates. There's a set of reciprocity. Do you know what I mean? It's more than just me and you do the same thing. Because again,
No, it's true. It's true.
we all have different functions in each other's lives. Like, for example, as I said, if I cook the meal,
food.
I'd like you to wash the plates or something. Because it,
Like a music band is like Dave Chappelle. I think it was Dave
Exactly.
Chappelle. He said, if I'm playing the drum, you play the triangle, something like that. That is.
yes,
Yeah.
as long as you're playing. That's the thing.
Play.
As long as you're playing from your heart as well. Because I feel like I I think again, there's been a huge rise in a lot of people talking about femininity, especially in like black women or just in women in general, about the importance of femininity, and even in the femininity in men, femininity in women, and yeah, like I've always been, I'm not less valued than any man in this room because I'm a woman, but we just have different functions. But if I could sew, if I can paint, you can rap, you can think, doesn't make what you do more
Do you
valuable
think
than
that
I.
the functions of men are, how can I put this politically
Just
correct?
Provide and protect. That's what you're basically saying.
I think it's more innate to you per se. It's innate in you.
Yeah, I think
to
that's what
provide
I
as a
mean by
protector.
traditional.
It's
just
innate.
Yeah, just that
and I think
natural
it's
instinct.
innate in a lot of women to be in a lot of women to be nurturers. It's innate in us, in our DNA, and we are social animals. And alpha men are pack builders. Beta men are pack destroyers. It just depends. Like literally, we are social animals. We have to be around each other in order to thrive. Because if we are by ourselves, we are more likely to die.
Yeah.
Apparently, women survive longer being single.
Yes,
than
they
being
do.
married.
Because
And
men are stupid.
Huh?
See, only women are allowed to get away with saying things. If it was the other way around, bro.
Yes,
I would
no,
ask-
because I think,
we
look
are-
at
we-
it. On a
we
serious
are
note,
kinda stupid.
on a serious
We
note,
are
it's
kinda
because,
stupid.
We're not stupid, bro.
okay, most,
Kind of.
We're
the
really
things
not.
We do, the
Yeah.
things
We're
really
we do,
not. We're
it's
really
kinda
not. We're
dumb.
really
Like,
not.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the only
But-
reason why men become stupid is because of women.
how?
Distractions. If you leave
Yeah.
a man,
Okay, yeah.
to his own focus and dedication to whatever he's doing, you get a Steve Jobs or a Bill Gates.
Lies and lies.
Bro,
Do you know why I disagree?
Bro.
Do you know why I disagree? with you?
why?
Cool. See the owner of Amazon?
Jeff
He
Bezos.
said most of the best ideas from the business came from his wife.
Yeah.
True.
So your statement doesn't work here.
Yeah.
I still stick by it, to be honest.
Bro, if you
I
have a
still stick
woman,
by
a
it.
real woman that really cares about your goals,
100%.
you're going further in life.
And I agree
About
with this.
yourself.
And I agree
We
with
agree
this.
with something.
Obama became the man he is because of Michelle. She was at a higher level than him, a higher role than him.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The inspiration from that woman being in that role got him to be the man he is now.
100%.
See, that you just established my point as well, because
He needed her.
he needed her, but he's still the person who became president.
Because of
Do you
her.
get it?
She shaped him
But
into the
doesn't
man he
mean-
needed.
Not
Her
necessarily.
role is
He still had to
less
take
than
action. He could have been that bomb dad at home. He could have been, but he had the potential
He
in him
couldn't have
as the
been
man.
a woman like
Could've been.
her.
But think about this. You're saying he could have been. Think about this. If Destiny and Fate had to work in life for him to meet her, for him to become president, what made you think?
He still became president.
Wait, hold on. What made you think, Destiny would have worked for him to become president if she wasn't
Exactly.
involved?
But he still became
If you
president.
substitute
But
her,
you
then you're
don't
substituting that president.
But the point is that Barack Obama was the president.
He
Became, even if it was Michelle Obama or their daughters, he still became president, and he could have only done that as Barack Obama.
No.
He didn't run. He didn't run as president
as a
for
president,
Michelle.
as a president, your partner always makes an important difference.
Absolutely, but he still became president.
So then, can we say that would Jay-Z become a billionaire without
Absolutely,
Beyonce?
absolutely.
No,
absolutely.
I think she
No, I think it's quite
played a
difficult.
part.
his money
Absolutely.
She played a part.
His money went up when they started dating. His money went up when they started dating. So did hers. to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
So it's a two-way thing, but
Yeah, but-
Two-way thing.
so he
Yeah,
couldn't have. So
reciprocity,
Jay-Z could have never become a billionaire
reciprocity.
if he didn't get married to Beyonce.
Yes, have you seen
Yeah.
him
No
marketing genius?
chance, bro. He could do
Do you know who
anything.
Beyonce is?
Have you seen him as marketing genius? Bro, them, when it comes to marketing, as them as career artists, he's not on her level. I'm being real, he's not on her level. Like for example, if they was going to do a joint partnership on a new Apple site and she advertised it, she would do more numbers than him with a heartbeat.
It's true because
Musically, she probably does hold more weight,
Not
but
that-
Jay-Z's business investments have been he actually earns the least money that he earns from music.
yeah, that is true.
But that doesn't mean that she didn't play an impact in the other part of his life.
Fine, okay. You guys are not. I think we're not understanding.
agree, though.
Do you get what
It's
I'm?
case by
I'm not
case.
saying that
Yeah,
women
we
don't have
Jay-Z
an
got
impact.
to where he was without meeting Beyonce. But obviously that helped later down the line.
Yeah,
He could
yeah.
have been dating some bum
Exactly,
ass girl
exactly.
when
I'm
he
not
was
saying that the
younger
women don't
and
have
was
an
serving
impact
him
on
out.
their success.
he
I'm
did.
saying it still takes them to become the successful people that they become. No, you could have the best woman in the world, but if your mindset is not like, I'm gonna go out and get it, you're not gonna do nothing. There's so many guys out there with good women. Why are they not all presidents?
See what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. But do they not eventually turn into that man that they need to be because of that woman?
So you're saying every single time there's a good woman, the man turns into a success. Is that what you're saying? Every single occasion?
I think it's more correlational. You're more likely. It's more. It's like
It definitely boosts your
It's not
chances.
causational. Like
It definitely
you
boosts
must.
your chances.
But it's correlational.
Fine.
There's a correlation.
I'm definitely
But
accepting
that's
that.
with everything. If you go to a good uni, you're more likely to have more this.
Exactly,
It's with
exactly.
everything, but it doesn't mean if you go Cambridge, you're 100% going to blow. But it's correlation. Like there's a correlation.
Mm-hmm.
You're more likely to. But again, it's so weird because we can't really talk about something that has happened as if it hasn't happened because there's so many factors.
No,
that,
absolutely. My point is just, and it remains this, that in order for those people to become who they are, whether they have a successful woman beside them or not,
Yeah.
they still had to go out and get it. Jay-Z has released 13 studio albums.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like
music.
Yeah. So he's still putting the work himself. Beyonce might have increased his net worth in certain ways, but he still released those albums. He was still in the studio recording those songs, and we can't take that away from him and say
100%.
she gave it all to him.
Definitely. I don't think we should be with the person we love the most. I think we should be the person that allows us to walk in our purpose the most. I feel like if we marry the person we love the most, a lot of us would be getting into the wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Go with
That's,
deep
but you know what? It takes a lot of maturity to make a decision and even think like that, because instinct and society tells you go with the person that you love because you love them, instead of going with the person that will help you to grow into
that's
your
it.
highest purpose.
No, that's not settling, because it's seeing the bigger picture, because love is fleeting.
It's
What
doing
is
the
love?
opposite of settling,
Yeah, it's
actually.
opposite of settling.
Settling is saying, oh, I love this person, I'm
Person,
just going to
so
be with
with
them.
them.
You're actually challenging yourself
Self,
and
yeah.
not settling by saying, I'm going to go with this person because they're going to make me have to level the hell up.
Yeah, and I think it's more than that, because if someone loves you, love is an action, not a feeling. If someone loves you, love is
think
not.
Love is an
love
action.
is an action, it's not a feeling.
An action?
Yeah,
How so?
because if you love somebody, you do.
So how do you explain that thing that you feel when you see someone you love? Or, because you
That's
can't
an
even know if
I
you
think
love
that's
them.
adoration. I think love is more about action, what you're willing to do for the person, and
See, that's a female
and love is not a
perspective.
feeling.
That's a female perspective.
I
That's a female
personally,
perspective.
even a biblical perspective, if you love God, you don't say, oh yeah, I love you. It's, if you love me, you do as I say.
Oh, you have to put.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
it's-
but it's still a feeling
Dude.
then. It's still a feeling.
No, but it's, okay, it starts as a feeling, but it manifests, how it manifests is more
Okay,
important, how you feel, because we're driven by our
Yeah.
feelings and
Yeah.
by our thoughts. So I think we can't, feelings are fleeting. They're here today, they're gone tomorrow. When was the last time you thought you genuinely loved somebody, or you thought, oh, this person will never betray me, or they'll never, but that's gone. We can't make decisions based on feelings. We have to actually step out of the picture and be like, this person loved me because they want me to be the best person of myself. They love me because they're like, make sure you wake up today, make sure you have breakfast,
Question.
make sure they, what?
So you don't believe that every thought is backed by a feeling?
That's not what she said. I think I'm pretty
This
sure.
guy
she-
trying to put words into my mouth.
I'm asking,
Pretty-
I'm genuinely asking all three of you.
Okay.
I'm asking all
What
three
was,
of you.
what
Thought
were you
is
gonna
backed
say?
by feeling. To some degree, absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
interchangeable. I think sometimes thought provoke feelings that provoke action, or sometimes feelings provoke thoughts that provoke feelings that provoke action. It depends.
This isn't the evidence.
Yeah. If I was to answer that, I'd probably say for the most part, yes, thought is definitely backed by feeling, because when you're angry if I'm angry at Jebs for slapping me, I'm thinking about that and I'm thinking, why the hell would he do this? I'm angry with him for doing it. But at the same time, I think that's where a lot of successful people speak about sort of having to control your own mind and your thoughts to say, you know what, that's done now, let me move on to the next part of my life, which is challenging, but that's it.
Yeah.
Jebs, what do you think?
Wait, what was your question again? Because we was
Do you-
talking.
I think his one's about.
Yours is about, you shouldn't, basically, yours was about not using love as the main
Yeah.
main source to reach where you need to. It's
Yeah.
the thought process behind it.
Yes, I think you have to, love is part of it, but it's not the first reason. There's other things. I think we're not put together, we're with somebody because they align with our purpose the most, our ultimate purpose, the end goal, rather than because we love them. Because
the majority of people don't think like that, I don't think. I think most, as we said, settling is the easiest thing. Most people will say, I love this person, I'm going to be with them, not I'm going to be with this person because they're going to take me to that next level.
I wouldn't want to be with a person just because I like them or love them.
You think so?
To me, that's not satisfying. If I want to be with a girl, push me to the next level so I can push you also to the next level. It's not like, because it's not like, I don't want to be greedy because you give so much, but in return, you're not getting anything back. So it has to be.
See, but it's easy for us to say this because we're all sort of go-getters in our own respects. But if you are sitting with an average person, not in a rude way, but like a standard person who's just living their life in a certain way, the most ideal thing is to go with someone that you love.
But what's that based on? If you say I love, what is the love based on?
Based on, I guess it comes back to actions again. Based on how you feel about them intrinsically, and also what you feel you're willing to do for them. So that comes, which is your actions.
The action. But yeah, I think we can't say I'm gonna be with you because you're the person I love the most.
Do you think it's possible to find love and that ambitious push from the person you're with?
I personally, it's not even about ambitious push. Purpose, my purpose might be to be a mother. It's someone that drives me to be the best version of my mother. That aligns with that purpose. Be like, I see you as being the best, like, and feeds that purpose rather than I'm with you because I love you. But I think that's a part of purpose. You love them so you want them to be their greatest version of themselves in this world, because we're put here, I believe we're put here for a reason. We're meant to make our mark, whether that's being a great cinematographer, or being a writer, or being a rapper, or changing civil rights for Black people, or whatever it be. Someone who sees that purpose, that God-given purpose in you, and wants to push you to be that better version of yourself. Like there's a saying how your best traits are on your back, and sometimes you need someone to keep on remind you of it because you can't see your back. So it sounds like, you're a great host. You're a great host. You're like, and that's, they see that God shine in you, that they see that light in you, and they keep on affirming you of that.
I'm not even gonna lie, you're sick. I'm mad quiet because obviously when the both of you are talking, like, you lot are educating me as well, because there's a lot of things that I didn't really. It's like when it comes to like love, relationships, and all of that thing, I was like, nah. But now that I'm just like, oh, maybe I should work on that. Maybe I should work on this. Like, let me stop doing that, blah, blah, blah. Let me move forward in what I need to do, etc., etc. So I would like to say thank you to everyone as well. Yeah, man. I'd like to say thank you very much for coming to my show. I'm really grateful. Thank you, cameraman. Yeah, man. Yeah, just a round of applause. Never,
Nice.
Yeah, man.